Have you ever noticed that your mind keeps going on and on, nonstop, even when there's nothing that you really need to think about? For many, this nonstop thinking is never questioned. Sometimes we like it, and sometimes we're annoyed by it. But one day we might get curious about it and ask, can I make it stop thinking? The short answer is no. You can't make thoughts stop. At the risk of bringing bad news, you're not in control of your thinking mechanism. If you were, you would only think the thoughts you wanted to, and you would be able to turn them off when you wanted. But you can't do that. You may be able to stay on topic for a long time, like when you're engaged in a project or doing something that you love. But when you are distracted, tired, or upset, your mind can hijack you and take you for a ride. But you can do something about it. You can watch this ongoing thought stream as if you were at a railroad crossing watching an infinitely long freight train passing by, one thought after another with no end in sight. As with a freight train, we can't hurry it or slow it down or make it something different by wishing it to be so. Getting impatient or frustrated doesn't work. The only thing left to do is simply watch it. And if we are patient with this practice of watching our thinking mind without self-judgment and without a goal, every once in a blue moon we may notice a brief gap between two thoughts. It can happen, but we can't make it happen. Typically, the thinking mind rushes back in to claim credit for the gap, and we then try to figure out how to make it happen again. But that only reinvigorates the mind. However, if we stay with the watching and avoid the mental manipulation, the gaps may begin to occur more often. So what to do about these very brief gaps? What do they tell us about ourselves? What is the point of noticing that the mind can temporarily stop thinking? The point is that if you continue to exist in the absence of thought, however brief that gap may be, then what you most essentially are is not dependent on thinking. In other words, who you are is not a thought, not an idea or a concept or belief or philosophy. Who you are cannot be encapsulated in a theology, a dogma, or even a religion. No words are adequate to describe what you truly are. To discover this for yourself, not as philosophy, but in your own direct experience, is very valuable because it can save you years of looking for the truth of yourself in ideas and concepts where it will never be found.